Could your next pair of sneakers or electronic gadget be pricier? The recent trade deal between Trump and Vietnam might just make that happen. In a recent move, President Donald Trump announced a trade deal with Vietnam, triggering concerns about rising costs for products like shoes, electronics, and clothing. But how did we get to this point? For the past few months, goods transported from Vietnam to the United States enjoyed a reprieve from high tariffs, being taxed at a minimal 10% rate instead of the hefty 46% rate that was briefly implemented in April. Trump paused the higher tariffs to allow more time for trade negotiations. With the July 9th deadline looming and few new agreements secured, Trump has warned that tariffs could increase again. But here's where it gets controversial. Even signing a trade agreement does not necessarily stop the increased tariffs. The deal Trump has outlined on social media suggests a new minimum 20% tariff on Vietnamese goods shipped to the U.S., double the current rate that American businesses face. In return, Vietnam has promised to open its economy further to American goods without imposing new tariffs on them. Many questions remain about this deal, particularly regarding the specifics and what has actually been agreed upon. For instance, Vietnam's state-run news agency reported the deal as more of a framework than a finalized pact. Clearly, this isn't great news for Americans who shop for these goods, says Packard, a trade policy research fellow at the Cato Institute. As Vietnam rises to become the sixth largest source of foreign goods to the U.S., including electronics, apparel, footwear, and furniture, Americans are likely to feel the pinch from these higher tariffs. Ultimately, American consumers will likely bear this financial burden, Packard explained. Tariffs are essentially taxes on imported items, making them costlier. While businesses may initially cover these tariffs, they usually pass along some of the increased expenses to their customers by raising prices. Yet businesses might absorb some of the costs to keep customers happy and might even stockpile products to delay price hikes. Eventually, their options could run out. The administration has consistently claimed that these tariff costs impact foreign exporters dependent on the U.S. market, which is the largest consumer base globally, commented White House spokesman Kush Desai. Desai pointed to the recent inflation data, which hasn't shown significant price hikes, despite the rise in tariffs since April. Trump's main goal with these tariffs is to create a fairer competitive environment for American industries and workers. He aims to encourage the production of goods domestically by increasing the price of foreign-made products. But here's the catch. This strategy can require years for manufacturers to bring production back to the U.S. Meanwhile, businesses are still dependent on products from places like Vietnam. Petitt, a research associate at the libertarian-leaning Independent Institute, argues that the tariffs may not ultimately benefit American businesses. Many companies rely on components manufactured overseas and finished products from abroad, which means the tariffs could translate into higher expenses and market instability for American consumers. What do you think about these implications? Do higher tariffs strengthen American manufacturing, or do they just burden American shoppers? Share your thoughts in the comments below.